Hey guys, how's it going? TechFlix here. Hope you're doing well. So you may have seen Samsung's Unpacked livestream earlier this week, unveiling their Galaxy S21 lineup, and it's made me realise, man, smartphones are getting boring. The S21 seems like a great high-end phone with a ton of high-end features to go with it, and it's likely going to be very enjoyable to use for most people who buy it. But I found that especially as of recently, the wow factor from any major smartphone release has been slowly getting less and less exciting, and I think it's for three main reasons. Reason 1, current smartphones are already good enough at what they do. 2, there aren't many things left to fix or improve. And 3, the future. So let's start off with reason 1. Over the last few years, there's been an increasing trend of people not upgrading their smartphones as often, usually waiting on average 2 to 3 years until they buy a new device. This is likely because smartphones have gotten so good at what they are meant to do that more and more people are happy to live with what they've already got, and don't require anything more because their current smartphone already suffices to all of their needs. I personally myself use an iPhone X as my daily driver, and I use it for filming videos like I am right now, as well as general social media and communicating and whatnot, and it handles all of it just fine. And it's a 3-year-old phone. Sure, I agree, the processor could be slightly faster, it could have a cooler design, it could have a better camera, but for now it's good enough, and I don't think them reasons justify me going out and spending the money on an entire new phone. As they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This combined with the fact that software update support is getting longer means that most people don't feel like they need to miss out on any cool new features that come out on the newest smartphone, and therefore smartphones don't need to necessarily be replaced for much more functionality. A good example of this is iOS 14. Some widgets on the home screen and an app library make your iPhone feel like it's brand new again, and that fresh lick of paint means that you almost forget that your phone isn't the newest model. Even on the Android side, software update support is getting better, and the differences between iOS and Android are so minute now that most of the features are available on either of them, meaning that people have more freedom of choice to buy whatever phone they want and are almost guaranteed to have a good experience. Of course, newer phones will still bring hardware-specific features that will allow you to do more things, but at this rate, is it really worth upgrading your smartphone for a slightly better camera, a slightly bigger display, and a slightly faster chip? For most people, no, not really. Most people tend to want an upgrade that will make a significant difference to how they use their smartphone, and in order to justify the year-on-year incremental upgrades, the 2 to 3 year cycle is perfect, as it means that each time you upgrade, it feels like a more significant jump. So yes, smartphones are getting good, and people don't need to upgrade as often. But Mr. Tech Specs, surely there's always going to be better features with the next iteration. Well, that's where reason 2 comes in. There's not much left to add or to improve. I guess you could always have more cameras, a bigger battery, and a higher refresh rate screen, but I think that the law of diminishing returns really applies here. Much like an analogy that Nothing But Tech Jacqueline and Dash use in their Digital Dive podcast, say you have a 4K screen. The difference between that of a 4K screen and a 1080p HD screen will be significantly more noticeable than say between an 8K screen and a 4K screen. As you get higher up the tiers, the difference in between them becomes less and less significant, and they all blend into the same thing and cannot be told apart as easily. A similar thing could also be said for the COVID tiers here in the UK. Anyway, the point is that I think that you can only have so many megapixels in your camera, so many hertz on your display's refresh rate, and so many watts in your charging brick for when you charge up your device, that it doesn't actually make a difference anymore in day-to-day usage. Sure, there still are many small nitpicky features, like removing the hole punch or the notch and then transitioning to under-display camera technology, but again, to most people it likely won't make as much of a difference when compared to removing the chunky bezels that we used to have on the top and bottom of displays. Of course, it would be nice to see the perfect smartphone, with a completely edge-to-edge display, cameras that take every single shot perfectly, a week-long lasting battery, and the best sounding speakers, but unfortunately I think that we are fast approaching the limits of what you can achieve in the current slab form factor. Which brings me to the third and final reason, the future. We've already started to see foldables make their way into the smartphone market, with the likes of the Galaxy Z Fold 2, the Motorola Razr, as well as additional form factors like the Microsoft Surface Duo or the LG Wing, and I think that the benefits of using a foldable, a rollable, or even a turnable will definitely make smartphones a lot more interesting, as well as a better tool for productivity and possibly even for multitasking. Although they're pretty expensive to buy right now and may seem like a niche product, I think that Dave2D hit the nail on the head in a video that he made about the Galaxy S21 series before it came out, where he essentially went over his theory about how Samsung is gradually sidelining their normal smartphones and then spending more time and effort on creating their foldables to make sure that they can be the best in that market and pioneer the way to the future. I think he's ultimately right, because the normal smartphone market has gotten so big and competitive over the last few years that it's really hard to wow anyone as much as you could before. Samsung has the upper hand with foldables, and so from their point of view it would make complete sense to be the best in one category than average in one that everyone else is in. Not that their phones are average, but you know what I mean. It's a great video either way, so I'll leave it down below in the description for anyone who wants to check it out. Other than foldables, there's also another idea that is maybe a little further in the future, but will almost certainly be the next smartphone, and that's AR. There are many theoretical benefits that AR could bring, like having notifications or widgets of glanceable information viewable in your peripheral vision like in a video game, having maps overlay directions over the road to show you where you need to turn, or even having your desktop display as a virtual monitor that can be as big as you like. Even if it sounds like something from Black Mirror, the possibilities are endless. Although there's not much as of yet in terms of proper AR devices, with the majority of them being leaks, rumours, concepts or CES unveilings without a proper release date or price, I do think that within the next decade we're going to have another iPhone moment, when someone unveils some kind of AR glasses that people are going to want to buy because it ultimately brings back the magic to using technology again. But what do you guys think? Do you think that smartphones have peaked and are going to be replaced sometime soon, or do you think that they'll remain much like how computers have remained even though smartphones have become the big thing? Are foldables the future, or is AR the future? Let me know down below in the comments. And that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed this new format and enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe as it really helps the channel out. This is TechFlix here, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.